number 2, Anti-Freak versus J1024. All right. So we already have the first adaptation here. Anti-Freak is banning the mothership. He doesn't want to play against early pressure, obviously. J banned the Hammerhead Demolish. We got a ban on Iron Strike. And the first picks, Phaser, Heal Ray and Repeater, very powerful combo. We have a touch of early versus late game already. Anti-Freak's going for the early game. And somewhat for the late game with Boom Blaster and Stinger. That is very interesting what Jay is going for now. The Rocket is a very interesting pick. And the Sniper. Sniper is very good for early game, for the early game, especially against a Phaser or a Boom Blaster. We've seen that in the first game, Hate and Reaper played. You could basically nullify Phaser in the early game, granted that you had your walls all set up and were had a advantageous map situation to properly use the Sniper. You could do a lot. You can make the draft you have way more powerful by building walls properly and placement and position your units so you can make the most out of them. That is very important. I'm curious to see how Jay will do that. And it's a very interesting build. We now have Anti-Freaks going for a similar build Hate and Reaper did in the first qualification match. But with Jay's tower build, we have a different build on the map for the first time. And rockets combined with the mass production ability is very interesting too. Got a stun and explode for Jay and a frenzy and a shield for Anti-Freak. I'd say this is a very, very fair draft. Right now it's hard to say. From the draft phase alone, it's hard to say who will have the upper hand and better chances of winning the game. But the first few seconds and minutes of gameplay will probably tell another story. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. Jay already adapted to the current wall building meta. And is setting some early rockets, probably to scout what Anti-Freak is doing. A lot of upgrades coming in for both of the towers, both players' towers, I mean. And we have an information advantage on Jay's side. But as opposed to the last game, we have a bit more space for both players. They're meeting almost at the center of the map. There's a huge wave coming in. But I think that given the rockets alone, Jay probably won't have much of a problem defending. Okay, now the towers meet. Let's see who will get the upper hand. Right now, it probably is even though it looks like early pressure, I think this game right now is about who's going to have the upper hand in terms of experience and leveling. Because with 4 towers and rockets, it should be fairly easy to hold the minion line in place and defend against, even a big wave as the one that just came in. Although on the other hand, it's sometimes it's very hard to to stay on the minions and not forget them. Even if you have 4 towers, sometimes it's you tend to move all 4 towers on the enemy tower and not leave anything to defend to push back the minion wave. But it seems that Jay is doing a good job there now. He probably needs a bit of range right now. He can't reach the lightning. Oh, we have a full-on battle now. Oh, a lot of action centered on one point. We have a tower battle. Minions in the same spot. That is a lot of damage. That was bursty. Probably because every single tower and minion fired on the lightning at the same time. That was the first tower kill for Jay. Phaser lost. But the minions are closing in. But it's very easy. Even against the likes of a Splitter, it's very easy to push back the minion wave with rockets. They are... shield is good counter against the rockets. But still, I think that even if the core should take some damage, he still has the heal ray to get it back to full health. And in terms of the tower trades, Jay is doing well at the moment. In terms of levels, he's got all his towers on level 1 and 2 respectively, whereas Anti-Freak is still on 0 for both Phaser and Boom Blaster. That was a nice stun to counter the frenzy. Nice move there. And we should probably try to move the heal ray somewhat closer to his core to heal him up. Heal it up again, get some XP for the heal ray. But on the other hand, the towers are pretty low too, so it's a difficult decision right now. The stingers are already doing massive damage. And the thing is, but I think the thing is for the way the walls have been placed is sort of advantageous for Jay, because the stingers would probably need some kind of longer maze to properly make advantage of their high range. That was nicely played, moving back the phaser and not losing that one, while Jay lost his lightning. But it's very interesting. The XP is very much in Jay's favor. So as this game progresses, it should get easier and easier to defend both against towers and the minions. Actually, a fun thing is he doesn't even the way he's defending now, Jay that is, sort of means that he doesn't even have to push back his get back his rate to heal the core, because it's slowly but steadily regenerating. That wall build was very good. It would have been a problem. It still is a problem. Once depends whether Anti-Freak has range modifications, but either way, Phaser doesn't have enough range to attack the core right now. That was a very clever move, and probably Jay is gonna clean up the walls that Anti-Freak built near his core. And at the moment, killing walls with his towers is advantageous for Jay, because he gets so much XP by clearing those while not being in danger with his towers, and he can still push back the minion line with his rockets. The way that the rockets are now avoiding the minion line is almost an advantage too, because you get new ones coming already. With the mass production, you can push those out in dozens. We have a tower battle in the bottom right of the screen. Okay. I think that is a battle that Anti-Freak can't really win. He'll have to... Oh, nice counter. Frenzy countered by stun. Very nice. You get the shield coming in. It's very good if Jay gets to... lure the shield out of Anti-Freak in a tower battle, so he can use it to defend his minion line against the rockets. One shielded minion can easily destroy 10 rockets without getting any damage. So that is always a good move to get the shield out. Interesting, very interesting game. I still think that experience is going to do the trick, and is a huge advantage in this particular match. Interesting upgrade. Yeah, but a Phaser, even in the early game, a Phaser against a repeater that's already level 6 and has a He-Ray who can support him in the backline is a trade that the Phaser is going to lose. So it's probably wise not to move in with the Phaser and try to kill those towers that are currently upgrading. Interesting. I personally am a huge fan of multiple tower builds, and even interesting. Frenzy and shield on the minions won't be enough. A full wave of rockets and the repeater will have the upper hand. The thing is, though, slowly but steadily, Anti-Freak is leveling up his minions. The Kite and Stinger are only 2 upgrades away from being at their full potential, and then they only need levels. They have basically none now. Especially compared against the levels Jay has. But that might quickly change given the amount of upgrades he has now. And so far, because he's been upgrading those as much, he doesn't have so far he didn't have that many minions on the map, but that will change very quickly once all these cooldowns are gone. Once these upgrades are done, he won't have to wait for those cooldowns to complete. Just push them on the map. It's very interesting. What if Jay's towers will by then be strong enough to push back towers and minions at the same time. But for now it looks like it will be very easy to do so. That is a trade. He's definitely gonna lose. He might lose the repeater. Yeah. But no. That was nicely played. The shield made the difference there. And now we have almost fully upgraded minions coming in. This is where it's gonna get very interesting. We now definitely we're in the mid game now and very close to the late game. And while Jay has sort of a late game build with both, yeah, probably the only unit Jay has that is really good in the late game is the repeater, and he's got most of his XP on the repeater, which is a good thing. The overall pressure that Anti-Freak is going to bring to the map in a few minutes, though, it's the question whether he can probably handle that. Yeah, upgrading the Stinger, the repeater, probably is a good idea now. He doesn't have as much map control at the moment, but to upgrade a unit that already has a lot of XP is usually a good idea. Same old story. I think the He-Ray was the most important pick Jay had this game. Without the He-Ray, it would be pretty... Oh, the range on the sniper is amazing already. Those are 3 tiles. It's basically max. And given the current wall build, having a sniper with that much range is a huge advantage. Oh, the lightning's almost going down. This is where those mighty minions are... Ah, that was a nice move now. And the repeater will just keep on leveling. And the phaser might be in trouble. Yeah, as it is an extended trade, and they have we have a He-Ray. Now we have the range advantage between phaser and repeater. Repeater shoots 2 tiles, phaser does only shoot 1. That means Anti-Freak doesn't have the range modification, because with the range modification you can shoot with the repeater and phaser. Mid-range towers like that, you can shoot over 2 tiles. Without the range modification you need to be level 6. As you can see now, the repeater is level 8 and he can easily shoot over 2 tiles. That was a huge advantage now. And even though Jay couldn't gain any further advantage, he pushed back both the minion wave and the towers, and this is good news for him because he's constantly gaining experience, and it's very hard to level against rockets, because they explode. Even if you might get them low with your minions or towers, but they will still explode on meeting the enemy, so you won't get the kill XP, while Jay will get all the kill XP both from minions, towers, walls, whatever. And this is probably a part why he's so far ahead in terms of XP. I mean, we have 2 units level 7, 1, level 8, 4, 6, and 4. 4 is the lowest, while Anti-Freak's highest level is 3. So he might be ahead in terms of upgrades, but upgrades are something that Jay can easily add later. And if you've got all the upgrades, that still doesn't mean you get any XP. And having both upgrades and XP clearly puts you in an advantageous position. The Boom Blaster is doing a lot of work against the rockets though. Properly upgraded Boom Blaster is very dangerous for his build now. He's got to kill that one. And oh, he's probably gonna move that. A stun, perfect timing. Ah, oh, that was so well played. That was very nice, both of them. Perfect ability timing. But I think that was an important trade there. Killing both towers. And now being able to upgrade or advance the line of walls he built. That was a huge deal. Nicely played. Very nice stun there to interrupt the tower movement. And not only get this kill, but the other one as well. And now the sniper is leveling up again a bit. That looks pretty good for Jay at the moment. The thing is, this would have looked totally different if Anti-Freak would have played against any other kind of minion. Basically, really any other kind of minion would have benefited Anti-Freak a lot. But you can't really level against rockets. At least not with the current map setup. You have to have a longer way for the rockets to go through. If the minion waves are meeting this early and this soon, you don't have any space to put your Boom Blaster and farm the enemy rockets before they hit your own minions. Explode, blocked by the shield, and now we have the frenzy. Oh, but he got the repeater already has more movement speed. You can see that. That is a huge deal. And the stinger. Oh, the stingers are already targeting the heal ray. Will the heal ray survive because of the rockets? He seems to be. Ah, one shot. Ah, that was very close. Yeah, the stingers are getting dangerous too. Full upgrades on the stingers, full upgrades on the kites. Now we're at real tower defense. Strong minions coming in. You've got your 4 towers. This is where the tower defense is actually happening. But at the same time, the repeater, it's gonna be very dangerous now. Almost full attack speed upgrade. Damage also almost full, and level 9. I mean, look at those levels. 3 is the max level on Anti-Freak's side, and we have almost 10 on Jay's side, and the lowest is 6. The lowest is double than Anti-Freak's highest level. That is a huge advantage, and it should. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, in Coregrounds you can always have those moments where you're basically ahead a lot, like that, in terms of XP, maybe even upgrades, and still lose to a very nice play. Very good trade, very good combination of abilities, unit positioning, unit movement, and he has to be aware of that and not fall for any of the any traps that Anti-Freak might set up for him. But if he doesn't, I think he'll easily win that game. The thing is, I didn't even see what was about to happen during the draft phase. But now that it does happen, it makes a lot of sense. The XP, for example. Oh, the heal ray is in danger. He is in danger a lot. And now the stinger will shoot at it and almost kill it. but he won't fully. I didn't even see. I think Jay upgraded the repeater. Always gonna lose that sniper. The repeater is in danger as well, but he'll easily be able to survive, especially given the heat ray in the background. Oh, but now is where the interesting fights are gonna start, because even without experience, these fights can still be very dangerous, especially if it's up top near the minion line. Yeah, fights are gonna be kind of even in terms of damage, because the stingers, for example, will put out a lot of damage, and if you're fighting against 2 towers with 4, that's an advantage, sure. But if the one with 2 towers has 3 kinds of shooting minions right beside them, it gets an uneven trade pretty fast. Oh, that stun was very important, and the Boom Blaster's down. The phaser will be soonish. Ah, no, he survived. But now it's wave defense. I'll make it. Oh, the lightning is in trouble. I doubt that. Ah, it's not gonna die. That's a very, very nice position for the repeater to be in, for example. The kites and splitters are shooting at the wall while the repeater is shooting at them. It doesn't take damage, deals a lot of damage, is level 12 already. And the rockets just keep on coming. Look at that. That was easily 16 to 18 rockets. He just spawned with the mass production. Very nice usage. The thing is, mass production gets more and more efficient as the game progresses, because the base spawn speed goes up with XP, and having both XP and mass production makes units spawn madly fast. And the repeater basically reached the late game now. He can easily, the repeater alone can defend this minion wave and just get stronger and stronger. He might, and if he gets the last attack speed upgrade on top of that, he's basically unkillable. He will easily kill both Boom Blaster and Phaser, while the rest of the units, Lightning, Sniper and Rocket, can defend the wave. Repeater and Heat Ray alone could easily march forward to enter Freak's core, kill both towers on the way, and end this game. But on the other hand, it looks not what he's wanting to do right now. On the other hand, it's going to be a battle of towers and minions at the same time. That is something I've seen to be very, very efficient lately. To sort of create different spots on the map where the action is happening. Both at, for example, if you got 4 towers, he could put 2 towers and the rockets at the top to defend against the minions, and use his Heat Ray and repeater to advance and try to get to the core. And in that case, Anti-Freak he would have to go and put at least one, probably even both towers back to defend against that, and that way you have two different spots at on the map where there's action, and that usually is an advantage for the person who creates those two kinds of threats. Oh, the damage is insane. Last sniper shot will kill it, and it's dead. Yeah, I think slowly but steadily, this is gonna end in Jay's favor. Very, very nice game so far. I mean, the first qualification match between Hate and Reaper was very interesting, but unfortunately very short, given Hate's very aggressive early game playstyle. So this match is somewhat more interesting because it's longer and you see other kinds of developments. But well played, the first one. Okay, the sniper is getting in trouble. Phaser versus sniper is a battle that definitely the Phaser is going to win. But against the repeater, it looks different. Look at that. Half gone already. Frenzy sort of changes that, but oh, there he goes. Special delivery shot. I love those. Those look so awesome. If a projectile locks onto an enemy just before he completes a movement, and the projectile sort of follows all over the map. That looks very cool in my opinion. The Boom Blaster again. Right now, this is what I meant before. If you have a Boom Blaster and you're playing against rockets, you somehow have to manage to get your Boom Blaster in front of your minions so you can kill the rockets before they actually reach your minion line. The thing is, even if it worked now for a second, it won't for long because the maze is just too short. It's basically no maze at all. It's just one straight line, not straight obviously, but the shortest line possible between the two cores. And I think it would have benefited Anti-Freak a lot if he had a longer maze to make use of his ranged minions. This is basically the kind of setup you would like to run if you have a full tank build, for example, 3 different tanks and want to go for minion limit and pressure or whatever. But for his kind of minion draft, it didn't make too much sense. Yeah, but I guess this is very interesting. I would have liked to see a match between Anti-Freak and Reaper, for example, because I think Jay would have lost to Hate's early game pressure just as Reaper did. That is very hard to play against. You have to know what you're up against and react appropriately. Oh, the repeater's in danger. Oh, very nice stun again. Oh man, I was absolutely sure that repeater was gonna go down. But 3 seconds is more than enough time for a repeater with upgraded movement speed to get away. Very interesting. That was a very nice play again. That guy knows how to use his stun. Very nice ability to use there. I will have to look at the draft again. I would be interested in the order now that I understand what's happening on the map. I would have liked to see in which order they picked it. I think the rockets came in very early, if I recall correctly. I think it was second or maybe even the first unit they picked. No, the first was repeater and T-Ray, so rockets probably were third. But I wonder if Jay had planned that to counter the ranged minions with his rockets. Maybe. maybe it was. Oh, close. The range on the sniper isn't quite enough to hit the boom blaster yet, but it will be now. Or it won't. Ah, it is now. Yeah, that is a very mean thing to happen. If you're if you're at your core and you're up against a level 12 almost fully upgraded sniper and there's nothing you can do to defend. Yeah, right now there's basically nothing you can do. And I think this match should be over. Even the Lightning got level 12, I'm amazed. Usually the Lightning has trouble keeping up with the likes of a Repeater or Sniper, because yeah, it does damage, a lot of damage to a lot of things, but it usually has trouble closing, finishing off enemy units. So I think now the Sniper is going for the core, and the screen is shaking. That means, oh, we have a surrender coming in. Good game, very well played. That was a very nice game. All right, so Jay is leading 1-0. I'm looking forward to the next game.